Hi friends.
Hi friends, no. Hi guys.
It's so weird to open up the vlog when you're next to me, because I always feel like you make fun of me when I say hello friends or good morning or whatever. We are currently sat in the parking lot of the hospital. I have my neurology appointment today, and today I will be getting my results of my last MRI that I did quite a while back now. It's like 1 or 2 months ago now, I think. So many things happening, so I can't even remember when it was. But anywho, I remember I was in the tube for 1 hour and a half, and it was so painful. It was so painful, and I remember them giving me the contrast. So I had to do my brain, my neck, and my spine with and without contrast. So it's basically doing it twice. And when she was giving me the contrast dye, I remember her putting the cannula in, and she accidentally pulled the tube out and she tried to shove it back in, and I just told her to please change the arm and do it again because it was so painful. I don't know what what did she think she could do, like to shove the plastic back in the hole? Like, that's not gonna work. But anyway, so yeah, we're getting the results of the, or yeah, I'm getting my results, and I'm gonna try and tell my neurologist about all my symptoms, because basically I have a feeling that I'm not gonna have any new lesions on there, which is what I'm hoping for. And if it's like that, that means that Ocrevus is doing its job. Then it means that Ocrevus has an effect on me. So I've had 2 infusions by now, and in March it marks a year since starting with my DMTs. They can hear what you're doing. Can you please don't?
Yeah, turno.
It's very distracting.
Me bajo de
Thank you. No, don't go. I want you here. But yes, so this MRI was kind of like to see if Ocrevus has worked for me or not. So I'm a little bit nervous about the appointment. I have a positive feeling, but I can't help to feel the nerves basically. And also I'm noticing that my symptoms are getting worse, and I feel like there have been progression happening for the past, I don't know, half year to a year. And I need to be really clear with all my symptoms and explain really well to the neurologist what's going on for him to be able to do a proper evaluation. So yeah, that's what we're doing now. And I have my little support team here with me. I do like when you come to these appointments with me, because I get so stressed and flustered. I always forget things. And sometimes I can't find my words, and it's nice to have you there, because then I can be like, how do I say this? And he will help me out. It's good.
Vamos.
Shall we go? Is it time?
Sí.
Okay. Hi. It's a couple of days later. It's Sunday. Caesar has the kids. They have gone to an indoor playground to blow off some steam, and giving me some time to myself to do what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was to have a little conversation with you guys. So I know I left you straight after like my neurologist appointment without giving you any results. So I thought, I have my papers here with all the results, and I have a list on my phone from our appointment and what we talked about and the questions I had and all of that. So I wanted to go over that with you. It's hard when you live with not only a chronic disease, but when you live with a disease that is incurable. So there is no cure for multiple sclerosis. Like, there is no cure. Can't say that enough times, because even though I live with it, sometimes that is too difficult to understand. It's too difficult to like comprehend what that actually means. So when you live with multiple sclerosis, you have not only an incurable disease, but it's also a degenerative disease. So little by little you're gonna feel worse no matter what you do, basically, unless you are one of the few lucky ones that are stable and don't have a lot of symptoms, but unfortunately I'm not one of those people. So if I look at my my evaluation papers and my diagnostic papers and that kind of thing, they classify me as a person with high how do you say, with highly active relapsing MS, and it's sorry, I don't even know how to say, like, I'm losing my train of thought. I'm having difficulty with my thinking at the moment. I have really difficulty to put sentences together, so I ask you to bear with me. I'm probably gonna have to edit this a lot. I don't even know exactly what it is that I want to say, but good news first. So on my scan, they did an MRI on my brain, my neck and my spinal cord, and I used contrast this time, which, by the way, my neurologist was not very happy about. He was like, I don't want you to have that each time you have an MRI, it's not good for you. So basically in the contrast dye there are metals or whatever that stays in your system, like that stays in your body, and that can damage your riñones. Help me out, friends, I don't know in English. Your kidneys, because it stays, and little by little that's destroying your kidneys, and I didn't know that, so that didn't help my like health anxiety. But anyhow, so they did the MRI and the results came back with no new lesions, which is like the best news that we could have hoped for, in the sense of I've now been on Ocrevus for almost a year. March marks 1 year, and I was a little bit nervous. I didn't think I was gonna have new lesions, but obviously starting this new journey with my DMT, so like starting Ocrevus was something really, really scary for me. It was something that I didn't want to do. Ended up doing it after a relapse that left me with a new active lesion in my brain, and I decided to go on Ocrevus, and I did. And currently none of my lesions in my brain is no longer are active, which is great. So all of my lesions that I have in my brain is inactive, which is great. However, reading through my papers, the one that I have in my neck, which is causing my most discomfort, it does not say that it's inactive. It just says that it's still there, and it's very, it's in Spanish, I don't even know how to translate. Compatible con lesión desemilizante en segmentos C3. So it says that the lesion that I have in my neck, to me it looks like it's still active, which is crazy to me because I've had it for so long, so I didn't think it could be active still. But it makes sense because a lot of the thing, but correct me if I'm wrong, because he didn't say that, he just said that there was no new lesions, and then he didn't want to get into it. Like, I feel like my neurologist, he don't want to tell me too much because he knows how much anxiety I have and how sensitive I am. So during my appointment I was completely red, like I broke out in hives. I was shaking, like my tremors in my right hand was really prominent. There was a lot of things going on during this appointment, and he was like, you're such a highly sensitive person from the beginning. It's just taking over your body, this stress. And he was like, you're quickly deteriorating because of the stress, and if you don't manage that, or if we don't find a way to manage that, then you're gonna get really bad really fast, or like you're gonna get worse really fast. And his solution to that was he wants me to keep taking my antidepressants, which I came off quickly. I didn't like it. So he wants me to continue with the antidepressants, and he wanted me, it's not the first time he has mentioned it, but he wants me to start going to a therapist. And I have very mixed emotions about going to a psychologist or a therapist because of like things that happened in my past. And It's just not something that sits well with me, and I find it provokes me more when he suggests that than if I were to just sit and talk to like you guys or somebody that I choose to talk to, because I'm quite good at getting my feelings out on camera. I feel like I usually go to these appointments feeling very discouraged and very like sad afterwards, and then I take a couple of days and then I sit down and I speak to you, kind of like what I'm doing now, and it makes me feel a ton better. So I assume that that would be something similar if you go to a therapist, when you talk your feelings out. So I get why he's saying that. I'm just not ready for that. It's not something that I want to do. I'm not gonna get into the details of why, but just now that I have my reasons, and if you knew what my reasons were, you would completely understand. But anywho, so basically we also talked about my symptoms, right? So I told him like I'm dealing with so many more symptoms and so many severe symptoms, and it's really debilitating. And it's like, he had me do a few tests, so he checked my strength in my hands and like my tremors and how much I'm shaking and that kind of thing. So from the appointment, here is my list, because my brain can't concentrate. So no new lesions, which means that Ocrevus is doing its job. So Ocrevus is not supposed to cure me or reduce my lesions or help with my symptoms. It's just there to prevent any potential future lesions during a relapse. So that's the only thing it does, nothing else. And it said my old lesions are still there but non-active, but I think apart from the one in the neck. I have spasms, he checked this, I have spasms in my neck, my shoulder and my shoulders and my back and hips, and then I have started to get tremors on my right side. So this is quite new. I've always had like shaky hands if I get nervous and that kind of thing, but my arm pain on my left side has now started wandering over to my right side, and it's now affecting my right arm as well. And I'm having tremors and I'm having difficulty to control my limbs. I suffer with weakness in my hands, which is quite evident, and it's very easy for him to tell. I'm highly sensitive and I'm suffering a lot with anxiety, and that's what we talked about during the appointment. And then I told him about what happened recently in the food store when I got really upset and my body completely blocked, like I don't know what happened, but it completely just went haywire and I wasn't able to walk. And he says that my body gets blocked from any type of stress and my body stops working properly. I lose the ability to use my legs, and I break out in hives and more. So depending on the situation, sometimes I will lose my balance, sometimes I will start to have severe tremors, like different things. And he said, this was his words, it's like you almost have an allergic reaction to stress. And I thought that was very interesting, because I suffered so much from chronic urticaria before my MS. Like, this is itching me. Oof, you can tell that I'm getting emotional. So I suffered from chronic, I still do, but like urticaria really severely just after Natalie was born, and I was on monthly injections and things like that. And I would break out in hives, and I would have like this horrible itch all over my body that wouldn't go away. But I wouldn't say that that was MS symptoms. I thought that was something else. I mean, breaking out in hives, like I didn't associate that with MS. And I did some Googling about that a while back, and it said something about if you have conditions like urticaria, that could be an indication of other autoimmune issues that could be going on, and which is very true in my case. I mean, I have MS, so that makes sense. And then I have permanent vision loss on my left eye. he did prescribe me new medication for my arm pain that he wanted me to try, and he suggested me going to a therapist and start to do more exercise. And here is where I think that he's completely right. He said that I need a break from everyday stress from time to time. You need to get control over the stress. If not, no matter how strong your treatment is, your body will deteriorate faster. And this was his words. And I thought it's explaining everything, and much better than I could do at this point. So from this appointment, I'm taking that I need to start going back to the gym. So I went to my physiotherapy for a good couple of months, 2 or 3 months I think, and it did help a tiny bit with my balance, but it did not help my pain. Not enough anyway, and I think that my pain is just it's just one of those things you have to live with, and that's why it gets too much sometimes, because it's so painful. Like, I can't even have a shower without it being torture. Caesar noticed this the other day, and he asked me, like, is this hurting you, like when the water was hitting my shoulder, or like that part? And I was like, yeah, this is really, really painful. And I don't think he understood to what level like my pain really is, but anywho. And he was really cute. So after my appointment, he was with me in the appointment. When I came home afterwards, he had completely like made order in our bedroom. He made a bed, he did all the dishes. Like, there was a few things that needed to be done that morning that I hadn't gotten around to. When I got home, everything was taken care of, so I was very happy. And he was like, yeah, I just wanted to pitch in. So I think he took on board what the doctor said. But just looking at my papers, I don't have so much like news for you guys. It's basically just saying that stable in the sense that there are no new lesions, but deteriorating because of the stress. So the lesions that I have and my symptoms that I have accumulated, so my debilities that I have accumulated from previous attacks and relapses, are just getting worse. And I can tell. I don't need him to tell me that, but it gives, I don't want to say that it validates my feelings more, but sometimes when somebody else tells it to your face, it's like it just becomes more a reality. I don't even know how to like explain this in another way, but you can tell that I'm not in a very good headspace at the moment. I feel not my best. I feel like every day is a struggle at the moment. Everything's heavy. I struggle to get my thoughts together, and I'm just in so much pain. So if I want to pick myself up from here, I need to go back to basics, and I need to try and continue with my routines, eating healthy, taking my vitamins, trying to go to the gym and do some light exercise, staying hydrated, and try to rest. It's like the 5 basics, and it sounds very simple, but it's very difficult. It's very difficult. But let me know if you want me to include that maybe in my next vlog. Like, I don't know if you can tell, but if you can see, like, this is the hives I'm talking about. Now I'm only sitting and talking to you guys on camera, and I have this sneaky suspicion that my urticaria is coming back. And I do not want to put that in the universe, but like, my scalp is itching, and like, my body is itching. I try not to scratch myself, but like, this is how it started last time. And I think maybe I'm about to enter a new relapse of my urticaria, which would just be fantastic. Hoping that that's not the case. But I'm gonna end this video before I get negative. I do not want to be negative on my channel. I want to be a source of positivity. I'm realistic, but I want to be positive. Like, I want to give you guys value. I want to lead with a good example. I want you guys to not give up. I want you, like, I'm speaking to you how I wish I could, like, or how I would speak to myself. But it's evident that I'm struggling. It's quite intense at the moment, and I'm just hoping that it turns around soon. I hate to come on camera and just be complaining. Like, I do not like that. But this is what we are dealing with now. This is just what it is. Yeah. Thank you guys for being here, though. Thank you guys for your constant support. I hope you feel that I'm there for you as well. I try to get back to every comment, and I think I'm doing quite a good job. But I know that I've read every single comment you guys have put, and I try to respond as best as I can. But I do very much appreciate you guys. And if you are new here, I know that so many of you come to my videos and you're not subscribed. It would mean the world to me if you did subscribe. That shows me that you like my content. It shows the algorithm that you like my content, and that helps me reach more people. So I know that some of you are quite good at sharing. I can see on my statistics that I get quite a few shares, but I have a lot of people watching that are not subscribed. So I come back every week with a new update or a vlog or anything that's related to my MS journey. So if this was beneficial to you, or you just want to be part of our little community here, don't forget to subscribe. But thank you for stopping by, friends, and I send you all the love in the world, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Much love.
Can we work it out? Only time will tell. It's gonna take a lot, 'cause we've been through hell. I can't